Hi, good morning. Today I wanted to share a little bit about rest and the real importance of rest in one's life. So in the jungle, it's very easy to get enough rest. Every day we'd go to bed. Basically, when it got dark, then the mosquitoes came out. So it's pretty simple. You go into your house and a lot of times go into your bed where you have your mosquito netting surrounding and you can read and wind down, but generally this led to going to sleep, actual sleep, probably around 7, 8 or 9 o'clock every night. And we didn't use clocks, we just went by the time of day according to the sun and how dark it was. So we would also wake up when the sun comes up, which was generally around 5:30 each morning. So this was about, if we went to bed, let's say 8 o'clock, and we woke up at 5:30, that would be 9.5 hours of rest, sleep, quality sleep, without any sort of noise, electronics, electricity, just pure sounds of nature surrounding, and fresh air, and really being embraced by the whole of nature and allowing yourself to rest and sink into that and relax completely, surrendering into that peace. And this was very, very beautiful quality rest where dreams were remembered. You wake up feeling bright, ready to go, full of energy, excited for the new day. This is what rest does. Rest really allows the body and the whole entire system to process all the information that it has stored in it, to complete different processes related to digestion, to also rebuild different parts of the body that might need attention. When the body is not moving about, the energy is going towards more inward processes. And rest is just extremely important, and I find that in this culture, while I'm up here, at first I was observing it more from an outsider's perspective. When I was living outside, when it was still warm out, I was watching others, just observing and seeing that there was a quality of go, 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 and really not even taking a moment to breathe. I was observing this, and now that it's cooler outside and I am staying out indoors, I'm noticing in myself the same quality of, okay, well, this coupled with the fact that I'm doing a lot of activities now, I have classes, I have something, basically every single day is full. So I go until maybe 9, 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock. I do meditation. I do my own little ritual before I go to bed, and this is like an hour, or it could be. So it's nearly 11 or 11:30 before I'm actually sleeping. And then now I'm waking up. I must wake up close to 5 a.m. So much less rest, much more sensory input than when I was in the jungle. So meaning there needs to be time to allow the body to process information and the electrical current. Essentially, it's like you take information from the outside through the senses and it's translated into, for simplicity's sake, we could say like electrical current, and it comes into the nervous system, and the nervous system processes it cleanly. But if we're receiving it all the time, and then our mind is also very fatigued because we don't give it any time to rest, then the whole system becomes like sluggish and overwhelmed, sort of like a computer when it gets too many programs on it and it's not organized, and the hard drive it needs to be organized, defragmented. That's what happens to the body and to the whole system, is when there's too much information, everything becomes slow. And then the mind isn't working as sharply, presence isn't as much there, the physical body is tired. All of these things happen when there's not enough rest. So what do we do about this? because it's really challenging. I've noticed for myself, I've been trying as best as I can to just like rest, to just stop. When I have free time, I'll take a nap, or I'll just lie down, and it's super valuable to allocate yourself the time and space to just rest, to sit in a chair and be like, okay, I'm essentially going into a dream state right now. I'm allowing myself to totally let go, to totally rest. I have 10 minutes, I'm doing it. In the same way, at night, can we shave off those extra minutes of unnecessary Facebook time? Can we allow ourselves to go to bed an hour earlier so that we can get that much more quality rest? Some other ideas are to just ensure that we do not eat food too closely to our bedtime. I've enjoyed the practice in the past of 16 hours of fasting every day. So essentially stop eating by the time the sun goes down and wake up, and by the time it's like 10 a.m. or 9 a.m. you have a meal. But that's a good 16 hours of fasting time. So that's nice. Let's see, another idea which is extremely valuable and I highly recommend to everyone is take a day, perhaps a Sunday, every week where you just allow yourself to sleep. Let go of any ideas of things that you need to do and just let yourself lie in the bed for as long as you possibly can until you can't lie in the bed anymore, and get up and then do your thing. Perhaps that's also a really good day to either fast, just drink a lot of water on that day, or maybe just have fruits, or just eat very lightly, just have salad. Whatever you do, just allow that day to be a day where your body can relax and rest, and not so much activity, not so much physical activity. Maybe stay around the house, do some creative endeavors, but perhaps let that day be a day where you have no agenda and let yourself just be and enjoy and rest. Rest. It's very important. When people come to the jungle, the number one thing that I find myself saying over and over again is rest. Just relax. Just go to sleep. Lie in your hammock. Read your book, and if you find yourself reading and you fall asleep, that means you still need to rest. If you find you're able to sit in the hammock and you're full of ideas and energy to do things, then do things. However, most people will go through at least 1 week of just rest. Essentially, they get up in the morning, we might do morning practices, we have breakfast, they go back to the hammock and sleep till lunch. We have lunch, then go back and rest. And people might go through this process for a week, for 2 weeks, depends on the individual. When people first come, they are often unable to rest. They will lie in their hammock and feel all agitated. But this is because of our culture being from jumping from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, without a breath in between. From television, if you watch television, it's constant stimulation, not just like a peaceful change from one program to the next or a commercial, but the commercials are like super full of lots of energy and sound and bright pictures and very stimulating. And that's really what our culture is about, and it conditions the entire system to be used to stimulation like this. And if we take away the outer stimulus, the inner workings will continue that way until essentially it dies out because it's not being fed anymore. You come into nature and it's a detox process because we're not feeding that outer stimulation, and slowly the being will feel more and more peaceful inside. But it might go through some challenges, some shake-ups, because that inner process is used to being stimulated all the time and always doing something. So resting might be very challenging. The same goes for us in our daily lives. We want to lie down, and some people have a challenging time falling asleep. That is a result of our lifestyle choices. We don't need medicine for that. We need to understand how we're creating that in our lives, and instead of continuing to perpetuate the same patterns, take a look at how we can add restful breaks into our day that slowly deconditions the being, the mind-body system, from being a stimulation-based go-go-go machine to a more restful presence, able to relax into the moment and enjoy and appreciate and receive what this moment is offering, and allow that to be deeply felt and experienced. What happens is the whole system becomes entrained in a go, go, go mentality, and the present moment isn't able to be experienced or felt because there's this drive. It's like an electrical buzz that is masking what could be experienced in the present moment. So this cultural detox process really enables an individual to take the time, the opportunity to decondition the being from go, go, go to relax into the moment, enjoy, appreciate, be much more who we are here and now in the present moment. And rest is an integral, key part of this. Rest, rest, rest. And some conditions, some symptoms of not having enough rest are, we find that our mind is unruly, unable to be directed where we choose. It's always moving about. We might find very strange thoughts and going on their own, and it's like the unconscious or subconscious mind is just going, and the mind is not able to be still and able to be directed how we choose. We find that it's very challenging to be still. It's very challenging to be present with people. We find that the way that we communicate with people seems to be mechanical, and responses become more like reactions. We see someone, we say, how are you doing? How are you doing? And then they say, oh, I'm good. And you say, good. But you're really not listening to a person. It's more like an automatic, mechanical coming out. Something just comes out because it's how we feel comfortable. So also the body is constantly tired. There are lots of different symptoms. But rest. I think the next, there are 6 main components that I consider essential for physical health and that I've been studying and learning about. We have nutrition, we have hydration, we have breathing, we have rest, we have movement, and detoxification as a way of life. Today we spoke a little bit about rest, some reflections. Next time, likely we'll speak about hydration, which is also extremely, extremely important. A lot of people take medications, which medications are not necessary. Medications, that's a broad statement, but in many cases, medications are not necessary. Many cases, they are just trying to mask symptoms of the body saying something is out of harmony and out of alignment. And a lot of times, it will just be pointing back to one of those 6 areas that I just mentioned. If an individual is not properly hydrated, many things can happen. If a person is not receiving enough rest, many things can happen. Essentially, the body is designed to be strong and healthy when we take care of it correctly. Our culture does not know how to take care of the body correctly. And therefore, there are many issues that result because of this, including the many diseases like cancer that we have in our culture, and it doesn't need to be this way. We'll talk about this another day, about cancer perhaps. So feel free to please write questions, feedback, comments. Love to speak more about different areas of study and reflection. In the jungle, I was living for 9 months, so much time to decondition and start to live more and more naturally. Since I've been back here, I began living in the woods, harmoniously transitioning, and then hit a rough patch where I went to live in the midst of the culture, and it really was an incredible shock for my system and created a lot of dis-ease in my life for myself to do that. I didn't realize how sensitive I was, how really blessed I was. So I didn't appreciate that as much as I could. Now, for the past 2 weeks, a little more than 2 weeks now, I've been on a very clean, clear regimen of cultural detox within this culture of how to return more and more to a harmonious lifestyle. So I'll be sharing about all of this in the coming weeks. I hope to post at least one video a week and write some articles, some blogs, continue the sharing process. I'll be here through December, so I look forward to connecting with many of you. Every week we have days that we go to the Russian Banya, and we do different practices there. When I get back, for November we'll have trance dance every week as well as that, and different classes, so many good things. Hope to connect with you soon, in person, through the internet, however it may be. Alright, many blessings to all of you. Enjoy this beautiful day, beautiful weather we have, the fall, the leaves are changing, go for a walk, enjoy the squirrels.